Boy, Heidi, y'all, this recipe just brings back so many memories to me. Uh, before this was going on before I met Michael, and I lived in that gated community next door to us now. And once a month on a Sunday, we would have a birthday party for whomever's birthday was in that particular month. And we would have such a good time. That was before we had any children, no grandchildren. It was just all of us big kids. And we do all these little silly, goofy games. And one game that we did, it was you take your baseball bat and you go round and round and round and round and round and round. Oops, I'm about to, whoa! And then you try to run. Well, that particular day, I was having a margarita with everybody else. And I'm out there playing and, watching. And all of a sudden, Daniel, our son-in-law, spun around and spun around and spun around and tried to run and plowed me down. And my drink went up in the air, and I was not even using a paper cup. I was using a real glass. I'm telling you what. So if Michelle and Daniel was there, I would have been seeing Michael at that time. Otherwise, Michelle and Daniel wouldn't have been there. But my nephew, Jay, Kari's brother, I decided to do hamburgers for this particular birthday celebration. And I said, but I want to juzz it up a little bit. So I did. I took my hamburger meat. I added salt. I added a little pepper. I added a little garlic powder. And now I always now use onion powder too, because I just like the way it does. But so I said, okay, now what can I do that'll make this real special? And I thought, I love butter. I love butter a lot. And I think this would be real good with some real cold butter cubed up and put in our burgers. Well, at that time, my nephew Jay was really watching his weight, and he was so beautiful. He was such a beautiful young man. And they didn't get any more handsome than Jay Hires. And so he came in, and I had the burgers all patted out, y'all. And he looked at him. He said, Aunt Paula, what is that? And Kari, his sister, my niece, said, don't tell him it's butter. Tell him it's garlic. So I don't lie good, but I said, it's garlic, Jay. So he came back after we got through eating. He said, Aunt Paula, that was the best hamburger I've ever eaten in my whole life. I said, well, I'm so glad. Garlic can really make it good. God love him. And we lost Jay some years back. But he was a beautiful young man. So I have those memories of him. So we're just going to pat it out. And I try to stick the butter, inside. Get it inside the hamburger meat. So it won't just melt and run off. So you just kind of have to finesse it in there. Just like that. And we cooked those. Michael cooked them on the grill that particular day, but I'm just going to cook these in the air fryer because they turn out beautiful in the air fryer. So that's what I'm going to do. Like I said, you just have to finesse it and keep that butter, try to keep it within that hamburger meat. Because when we bite into it, We want that butter to turn loose in our mouth, not in the pan while it's cooking. Okay. I got 4 patties out of that pound of hamburger meat, y'all. So like I said, I'm just going to throw these in the air fryer because it makes it so much easier than having to get out there in the heat. Toot, toot! For my buns, sometimes I will, butter them and do them in a skillet on the stove. But, I really kind of like them just wrapped in tin foil and heated. They just have a tendency to stay softer. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'll throw this in the air fryer when we get closer to the hamburgers being done. Well, are y'all ready for the best burger you will ever eat in your whole life? My buns are warm. And, you can't have a hamburger without cheese on it, can you? And I use Swiss cheese on top of my burger. Oh, and that bun is hot all the way through. Yum. Wait, I think I may do this first. Now, with my burgers, I always offer an array. Your mustard, ketchup, your mayonnaise, and your relish. And if you're ever in one of our restaurants in the store, I have some incredibly delicious mustards. This one's a horseradish. All right, so since it's Memorial Day, we're doing paper plates, honey. And so I'm using a beautiful butter lettuce for my burger because eating butter lettuce, to me, it chews so easily. I mean, it's just like butter. Doesn't it, Eddie? Go down like butter.
Yes, very smooth.
Yes, and I'm going to put me a couple of onions. And a couple of pickles. I'm going to put me a little pinch of bacon. Oh, and don't forget the hamburger. I'm not going to be able to get this in my mouth, Eddie. I bet you're thinking, oh, yes, you can, Paula. Look at that, y'all. Look at that burger, would you? I think I'm going to need a moment. It's so good, y'all. Butter in the burger, butter lettuce, cheese, tomato, onions, pickles. It's so delicious. So if you're going to be grilling out on Memorial Day, you'll have to remember this little trick because it's good and everybody would love it. You know what? You could even, if you're into frozen patties, you could buy some frozen patties, let them thaw, stick some butter in those. Loving best dishes, y'all.
Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.